He banked over $30 million in NBA contract. His net worth today is $12 million. No mansion, no flashy cars, no entourage. The savings secret buried inside his ordinary life could quietly change yours. Stay to the very end. Why this man is not your typical NBA millionaire. Matt Bonner was born in Concord, New Hampshire. His dad was a mail carrier. His mother was a school teacher. There was no silver spoon, no connected uncle in sports management, no private training academy. Just a tall, red-haired kid growing up in a state that had never produced a single NBA player. And it still has not one. Because Matt Bonner is the only NBA player in history to come out of New Hampshire. He worked his way to Concord High School, led them to 3 state basketball championships, and graduated as valedictorian of his class. Not second, not honorable mention, the top student. And then he went to the University of Florida, played 4 seasons for Billy Donovan's Florida Gators, and graduated with a degree in business administration and a 3.96 GPA. 2-time academic All-American. In 2013, a national publication named him the 19th smartest person in professional sports. This is not a man who stumbled into financial wisdom. He studied it, tested it, and built his entire adult life around it. What he learned inside the classroom, he applied to every contract, every endorsement, and every purchase he made once the NBA money started flowing in. But what did this highly educated, newly minted NBA player buy himself with his first professional paycheck? A bus pass. The man who rode the bus in the NBA. When Bonner joined the Toronto Raptors in 2004 on a 1-year deal worth $385,277, he made a decision that left people genuinely confused. He did not buy a car. For 2 full seasons as a professional basketball player in one of North America's biggest cities, Matt Bonner got to games, to practice, and to the airport on Toronto's public transit system. The Toronto Transit Commission, whose own marketing slogan was Ride the Rocket. Fans started calling him the Red Rocket, not for any highlight reel move, not for his shooting touch, because a 6'10" red-headed professional athlete was catching the same city bus as everyone else, sitting in the same plastic seats, paying the same fare. There are photos, there are videos. There is a city of Toronto that still tells this story. And here is the part that breaks your brain. He could have hailed a cab every single day for the rest of his natural life and barely felt it in his bank account. But he chose the subway, because the subway worked. That instinct, choosing what works over what looks impressive, is the foundation of everything that follows. But nothing in Bonner's story reveals his financial mind better than what happened with his shoes. The most unusual shoe saga in NBA history. While every other NBA player was locked into Nike deals, Jordan brand contracts, and Adidas partnerships worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in free product and cash, Matt Bonner was wearing New Balance sneakers, with no deal, no sponsorship, not a single dollar. He wore them because a Toronto friend who worked for New Balance suggested he try them. They fit. That was it. No contract, just shoes. A friend shipped him pairs, and Bonner wore them on NBA courts while the entire league, the fans, his teammates, and opposing players clowned him for wearing what people called grandpa shoes. The heckles came in on road trips. Fans shouted from the stands. None of it changed anything. Then in 2010, New Balance quietly stopped sponsoring basketball entirely. They sent Bonner a brief email explaining they were done. Bonner was not just unsupported, he was running out of shoes. He had stockpiled as many pairs of his favorite model, the BB8026, as he could, but he was burning through them fast. He reached a point where he was considering showing up to an NBA game wearing 1 Converse and 1 New Balance, just to stretch the life of his last pair. His teammate Manu Ginobili pulled him aside. Ginobili explained that wearing mismatched shoes was a $25,000 NBA uniform violation. Bonner sat with that number. Then he did what a man with a 3.96 business degree does. He calculated that $25,000 was the equivalent of approximately 700 sandwiches over 7 years. He decided the punishment did not fit the crime. Then in 2013, New Balance sent him a prototype of a signature shoe they were supposedly developing for him. During warm-ups before a game against the Memphis Grizzlies, the shoe completely split in half from the sole upward and turned into a flip-flop on an NBA court. He was now truly on his own. What he did next made national headline. The first shoe deal in NBA history negotiated on Twitter. In October 2013, Bonner borrowed the Twitter account of a sneaker blog called Nice Kicks and sent out tweets, tagging New Balance, Adidas, and other companies begging for a sponsorship deal. His first tweet ever sent on any social platform. New Balance responded warmly, hinting at free product. Bonner got emotional on the thread, asking in plain text if they were officially sponsoring him now. They went completely silent. He described it as crickets. But Adidas was watching the entire thing unfold in real time. They signed Bonner to an official endorsement deal in January 2014. He became the first NBA player in history to land a sneaker endorsement through social media. The deal came with free shoes, boxes of free shoes. Bonner accepted delivery and stacked 20 boxes of Adidas sneakers in his garage. His stated reason was simple, just in case he got dumped again. A man earning millions in NBA contracts, hoarding 20 shoe boxes in his garage like a student who stumbled on a clearance sale. And all of this tracks perfectly with his other hobby at the time, the one the Spurs were hosting on their official website, The Sandwich Hunter. Alongside his NBA career, Matt Bonner ran a personal blog called The Sandwich Hunter, Quest for the Hoagie Grail. He toured American cities hunting for the best sandwich he could find and wrote about it. That was the whole blog.
Which is a local sandwich specialty. And they're huge and delicious, and I would recommend that.
A professional basketball player with 2 championship rings, reviewing hoagies and writing about the experience. The San Antonio Spurs liked it so much, they featured it directly on the team's official website. And this tells you something important about who this man is. Not someone performing ordinariness for good PR. Someone genuinely wired to find the richest pleasure in the simplest thing. When his Spurs squad traveled for away games, Bonner was using what reporters called the poor man's transportation, buses and subways to reach arenas in opposing cities. A man making millions. No car, no driver, no hired SUV. He drove a 2006 Pontiac Grand Prix. NBC Sports says that was what Bonner had been driving, and that it died. The Independent says he had been driving the same Pontiac Grand Prix since 2006. After test driving higher-end cars, he chose a 2014 Chevy Impala because it had better legroom, mileage, features, and price. Bonner later confirmed, "I owned a Chevy Impala. That's a mill." What he built instead. Bonner retired on January 6, 2017. He finished as one of the purest three-point shooters the NBA had ever seen, shooting 41.4% from deep across his entire career, and leading the full league in three-point percentage during the 2010-11 season at 45.7%. He played in 792 games across 12 years, won 2 championships with the Spurs in 2007 and 2014, and left without any fanfare. The Spurs sent him off by jokingly retiring his flannel shirt in a locker room ceremony, and quietly, throughout that entire career, while others were spending, Bonner was building. He and his siblings Luke and Becky co-founded the Rock On Foundation, a registered 501c3 nonprofit that renovates public basketball courts, funds art and music programs for underprivileged children, supports youth basketball camps, and helps at-risk youth develop life skills. A man who did not spend money on himself was spending it on communities. After retirement, he moved into broadcasting as a studio analyst, first for Fox Sports Southwest covering the Spurs, then as an analyst on Sportsnet covering the Raptors. His income stream did not stop when his playing days ended. It multiplied. And then he did the one thing that is worth more than everything else on this list. The 276-square-foot house and the lesson that outlasts everything. In March 2016, while still an active NBA player, Matt Bonner appeared on the FYI television series Tiny, House Nation. He and his wife Nadia had a custom home built for themselves. It was 276 square feet, not a vacation cabin, not a guest suite on a larger property, a deliberate lifestyle choice. A man whose career contract total exceeded $30 million chose to live in 276 square feet. After retirement, he sat down with his daughter at halftime during a Spurs game. He opened a brokerage account. He walked her through what stocks are. He told her that buying shares of a company makes you a tiny owner of that company. He let her choose based on what interested her, not on what sounded sophisticated. He was not teaching her to chase returns. He was teaching her to think like an owner. And that is the whole philosophy Bonner built his financial life around. Not how much you earn, not how aggressively you invest, but how little you spend on things that drain you, and how consistently you put money into things that grow. The math on his career bears it out. He averaged $1.5 million per year across 12 seasons. That is $18 million in average salary. Total contracts exceeded $30 million. His net worth sits at $12 million today. Most NBA players with comparable contracts retire with nothing. The NFL's own research has shown that 80% of retired NFL players face serious financial distress within 3 years of leaving the game. Bonner rode the city bus, wore grandpa shoes, hunted sandwiches, drove a Chevy Impala, moved into 276 square feet, and stacked 20 shoeboxes in his garage as a financial safety. Net. He also stacked $12 million. And he is still building. If this shifted how you think about money and what it is actually for, subscribe, like, drop a comment, and share this video right now.